Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Steve Kassar. I'm the Communications Manager for MPP Brian Saunderson, and it's good to see so many familiar faces for this big day. To get us started, I'd like to invite Town of New Tecumseh Deputy Mayor Stephanie McClellan to the podium for the land acknowledgement. Stephanie.
At the Town of New Tecumseh, we acknowledge that we are on treaty lands and traditional territory of the Anishinaabes people, specifically the Ojibwe, Chippewa, Odawa, and Potawatomi peoples, collectively known as the Three Fires Confederacy. This land is now home to many diverse First Nation, Inuit, and Métis people. New Tecumseh is covered by the Lake Simcoe-Nottawasaga Treaty No. 18, signed October 17, 1818 with the Chippewa Nation. We acknowledge that we are all treaty people and accept our responsibility to honor all our relations and move forward in the spirit of reconciliation and respect. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to call upon Simcoe Grey MPP Brian Saunderson to the podium.
Thank you very much, Steve. I kind of have a sense of deja vu, but it's wonderful to be here today. This is a very important day and a very important announcement. The province is extending $14.5 million so that the Stevenson Memorial extension and expansion can get started with the early works, with the goal that we will be putting shovels in the ground for the new hospital by the end of this year. This has been a long, long project, and I want to congratulate everyone involved. In fact, as I got off the elevator on the way in, I learned that the bylaw for the expropriation or the purchase or transfer of the land, I guess is how I should put it, was signed in 1987. So that gives you an indication of how long that this project has been underway. It's much needed. We know that this area is going to grow exponentially, and this province is committed to making sure that we have the infrastructure from hospitals to roads to water and wastewater to ensure that this beautiful area can grow in a responsible, intentional, and sustainable way. And so again, I want to congratulate everyone who's been involved, going right back to 1987. If you were that person in 1987 that signed the bylaw, please put up your hand.
I think Ken Pratt's here, actually.
Yes, he was. I saw it. Where is Ken? Oh, there you are. Yes. So congratulations, Ken. Hospitals and healthcare form such a vital part of our communities. It really is part of our DNA to make sure that we have hospitals and healthcare services to support our residents right from the cradle to end of life and everything in between. And with the focus on everything in between, I'm looking forward to coming back here when the hospital's done to be part of the ribbon cutting. And hopefully it won't be as long as it was, Ken. I'm anticipating it will be 2 years. So we're working aggressively towards that timeline. And for everyone that works here, all our frontline healthcare people and our administration staff, thank you for everything you do day in, day out to make sure that we are providing our residents with the best healthcare possible. And we're looking forward to getting you an updated, improved, and enhanced workspace that I think will have 9 additional beds and 3 times increase your emergency footprint by 3 times, have a separate entrance that will really make this hospital thrive and give you the workspace you need to continue to provide your excellent service. So with that, again, congratulations everyone. This is an exciting day. You can expect to see piles of dirt around here for the next while, but it's all good. It's the good kind of dirt, and soon we will have a much improved hospital for this growing area. And thank you to all the municipal representatives that are here today for all the work you do. We've got Mayor Norcross, Deputy Mayor McClellan. We've got, I'm going to miss someone when I do this. I knew I shouldn't have gone down this road. Mayor McDonald and a Deputy Mayor Fowler from Innisfil and council member from ESSA. And actually, as well, if you are a council member, maybe just put up your hand, please, so that I don't miss anyone. There you are. Sorry, Mr. Councillor Masters. And another ESSA councillor. I'm losing names here. I apologize. These are the things you should write down, but these aren't my notes. So thank you. There's so many parts of the food chain here to make this happen today. Oh, and of course, Warden Basil Clark from Simcoe County. As you know, the county has the Hospital Alliance Fund, and I know they're committing, I think, $10 million to the build, to the private sector hospital portion, so that's a critical piece. From the ground up, really this is, I think, a show of how we really work in Ontario with municipal partnerships, county partnerships, and the province. We all play a critical role in making sure that this happens today, and it's been a long process, but we're getting to the very end and the most exciting part. And so just a great congratulations to everybody who's been part of that process. It's been an endeavor, and there's still much work to be done, but we're getting ourselves there. So congratulations, everyone, and thank you.
Thanks, Brian. And now I'd like to call upon another Brian, Brian Edmonds. He's the Interim VP Corporate Services and Chief Financial and Information Officer here at SMH. Sir.
Well, thank you. That was a very exciting announcement. You're right, it's been a long time coming, and we're very excited about it. Good afternoon, everyone. We really appreciate all the guests attending today. The redevelopment project is a journey that I've had the pleasure of being on over the past few months, but this is certainly one that's taken years to get to this point with the support of many. Thank you, MPP Brian Saunderson, for delivering the announcement on behalf of the province. Barb wishes she was here, but is on vacation at the moment, so I'll do my best to fill in. We're very excited about the progress that's underway to start site preparations to ensure that the property is ready for the construction, which of the new state-of-the-art facility. It's going to be a pivotal year for us here in 2025. The new facility, once it starts, will be triple the size, as Brian's already indicated, at 146,000 square feet, and will absolutely revolutionize our clinical areas, provide the space, comfort, and modern amenities that our staff, our physicians, our volunteers, and our community members need. The emergency department, as Brian said, will be triple the size. Our surgical suite will be growing as well, and Barb and Susan made some adjustments to the design, so it's going to be able to handle future capacity. Our diagnostic imaging department is going to have all the exact same services we have today, which includes a CT scan, which is unusual for a hospital our size, and the future will have an MRI as well, so we're very excited about that. The obstetrics department is going to be bright, new, and refreshed, and as you said, 20% more inpatient beds. So, and of course, all the support services. There's already a lot of activity out there taking place on our property. You mentioned dirt coming down, but we are trying to move it along. 700 trucks of dirt have already been moved off the property out of an estimated 5,000 trucks of soil that will be removed. And of course, then there's the building of retaining walls, new parking lots, and a new helipad. Melrose Paving is the company that was successful in being awarded this contract, and they've already been busy transforming the property. So to give you an idea of the overall services, sorry, I already mentioned the 250 trucks, 5,000 truckloads. So anyway, no small project, and again, very grateful for the province to be coming forward with this $14.5 million. It's amazing. An incredible amount of work has gone into the planning. So I'd like to recognize Wayne Wilcott, who's our Senior Director of Corporate Infrastructure, and many staff, physicians, and volunteers have been involved. Kasian Architecture is our prime consultant on the property, and of course I'd like to thank our foundation, their board of directors, and the campaign cabinet. Thank you also to the auxiliary. They've done a wonderful job, countless hours raising funds for us. Mayor Richard Norcross from the town of New Tecumseh is here, along with Deputy Mayor Stephanie McClellan. Thank you to the town. Your ongoing support has been amazing, and we'll continue with some new work we're hoping will come true in the next few weeks. We also have representatives from the County of Simcoe, including Basil Clark, the warden, thank you, Deputy Mayor Raj Sandhu, Town of Bradford, West Gwillimbury, and Deputy Mayor Kenneth Fowler from the Town of Innisfil, and Mayor Sandy McDonald from Essa Township is also here. Thank you. Thank you to any donors that are in attendance today. You've all played a critical role in us developing our share of the expenses, and we certainly appreciate the dedication and commitment to the hospital. Together, we're building a new hospital for New Tecumseh and the local communities, and together we're building a hospital for tomorrow. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And now I'd like to call Mr. Eric Hanna to the podium, a supervisor here at Stevenson Memorial. Sir.
Well, it's great to be here. It's a good thing not everybody is outside. We'd be a little chilly, but they gave us the bad news, though. They said there's going to be a photo opportunity, so anyway, we got an extra set of mitts or what's going to happen. But anyway, it could be worse, right? Yesterday was not great. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us today for this significant milestone in announcing the site preparation for our new and expanded hospital facility here at Stevenson. I think most of you know my passion is the ongoing significant role of small hospitals, and that's why I'm pleased to be here to help Stevenson in some of the transformation efforts that are underway. But the role of small hospitals in today's healthcare system has never been more important. Small hospitals provide care close to home and are instrumental in enabling our other larger hospitals fulfill their mandate, providing more complex care. Small hospitals are also vitally important to the community, and I've told some of you this story in the past, but I recall many years ago when I was working, and I believe it was in Kincardine, and somebody came up there and they said, this is a small town, and there are 3 H's that small towns use to differentiate themselves. And the first H is that they have a high school, and number 2, they have a hockey team, and number 3, you guessed it, a hospital. And to which I responded a little bit later when I was up a few years later, and I said, we should probably add a 4th H, and that would be Tim Hortons. But they went back and said, no, the number one is the hospital. And it does help to differentiate communities, their vibrancy, and their ability to create economic growth and stability moving forward. With the growth of our community, a new expanded hospital is needed for today and future generations. A small hospital with close to 31,000 emergency visits, as you know, was built for 7,000 people, and it will now sees more than 31,000, and it will continue to grow. There are many features that Brian mentioned that our new facility will have, and another feature that I think is extremely important is our approach to infection prevention and control, and all of the patient rooms will be private rooms. And I think that's very, very important with respect to the spread of airborne matters. And as I mentioned to the men's club earlier this morning as well when I was talking to them, I haven't checked it out here, but I guarantee you that a building built in 1964, if you went and tried to take your walker or your wheelchair and get into that washroom, I guarantee you couldn't get in. So these are really they're comforts, but they're also patient safety issues, such as providing private rooms. Really, really important. And one of the most important elements of providing access to more complex care is our heliport and helipad that Brian talked about. I'm not too sure if you're aware, but it's close to 1 patient a week flies out of here to more critical areas. And they're transferred to a larger facility to access special care in partnership with Orange. Part of the site preparation project that's taking place will be the design of a new elevated helipad that will take place later this year. And as you can see it's over here on the picture over here. And the first time I saw it, I thought we were kind of in Star Trek. You know, I have these great big pods and things are going to lift up from it anyway. And I asked Wayne over here, and I said, you know, is that good or bad? Or like, how come the thing is up so far off the ground? And Wayne last night sent me a bunch of information, and he said, well, he said, Eric, if it's up off the ground now, the helicopters will be able to fly in from a whole bunch of different directions. And right now, I guess, Wayne, maybe you have one or two different directions. So if the wind's going the wrong way, you may not be able to come in as well. And the other thing that's important as well is that being up off the ground, Fletcher Avenue then now will feel less wind turbulence as well. So I thought it was just sort of something new and funky and modern, but no, it actually has functionality to it. And so that helipad is going to be built now in the front. And as I said, for those people that rely upon that service on a basis, it's extremely important that we get it going. The other design feature that's part of that helipad as well is that I understand that the walkway or the pathway between it will be heated, so we don't need to worry about slips and falls and things like that. So I think it's a great improvement over what we had before, and that's going to be taking place before the new construction starts. And when I asked people about how important it is, people came back and told me about some of the testimonials that we had, and people have said, my firstborn was airlifted from that hospital. If the heliport wasn't there, he wouldn't be here today. I live near the hospital, and there was a time when my son was airlifted to Stevenson or to Sick Kids. The paramedics team who arrived to get him ready for the flight diagnosed a rare condition right away and told me he had limited time, and when we got to Sick Kids, this was confirmed. We got the critical care he needed to survive. And another person said, my granddaughter at 3 years of age embarked on a life-saving trip from Stevenson to Sick Kids via the helicopter. The quick transport from Stevenson to Sick Kids was absolutely critical, and the family could not be more grateful for this service. Her life depended upon it that night. So it's a key service that we provide, and I'm glad to see that we're in fact improving how the functionality of that heliport will work. I would like to say on behalf of Stevenson Memorial Hospital, I would like to say a big, huge thank you to the Government of Ontario for making this significant investment in our community. I know there are many other small hospitals of the same vintage that are anxiously awaiting approval for their redevelopment, and we're grateful that we are at the front of the list. And to you, MPP Brian Saunderson, a special thank you for your ongoing work and your recent discussions with me, and I know that you are there 100% of the time to make sure that we get the best that's available for our community, and thank you very, very much for that. I know this community and the hospital staff and volunteers are looking forward to seeing the new hospital building come to life, and we are very pleased to see that the transformation of our property has begun, and I thank you for the opportunity to give you a few comments today.
Thank you very much. Now I'd like to call Mayor Richard Norcross to the podium. Mayor Newcombs. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Brian. I love it when you come to town. But every time I get a message from Brian says I'm coming into town, I'm like, he's bringing money. You know, you never disappoint for a much-needed project that we desperately need. So many volunteers, so many communities, so many organizations have worked on, and you've delivered for us. So thank you for that, Brian, very much. And on behalf of the town of New Tecumseh, all our residents, Simcoe County, our warden is here today, thank you. Like, we really appreciate everything that you're doing for us. But on a quick note, Wayne was actually nice to me today because there's our CAO, GM, and Wayne said to me, the town is excellent. True? Come on, Wayne. You got to back me up, Wayne. Okay, thank you. And he was so complimentary to the three gentlemen sitting there. Thank you. You've expedited the process. You've kept the process going. It's desperately needed. You've recognized the needs. So I just want to thank the three of you too. But more importantly, MPP Saunderson, thank you again. Thank the provincial government. Hope to see you in a couple more weeks. If you're not doing anything and you want to come by, I like it when you visit. You always bring presents.
Thank you, Mayor Norcross. And now I'd like to ask Warden of County of Simcoe, Basil Clark, to the podium. Sir.
So thank you again, and thank you for the invite here today. And And I want to thank the provincial government and Doug Ford, and especially this man right here, Brian Saunderson. You were a member of County Council. You understand Simcoe County, and you've been one of the greatest spokespersons that we could ever ask for representing us in the big house in Toronto. So listen, thank you for all you've done for Simcoe County and this community. And I want to highlight some of the partnerships we have with the province of Ontario, with the investment here today in Stevenson Memorial Hospital, also the investment in Collingwood General that you announced last week, I believe it was, your support for the Bradford Bypass, our largest expansion, which is Simcoe Village here in Beaton, or near here in Beaton, which, by the way, will rely heavily on the local hospitals, and that's why we understand the importance of this expansion today. $93 million to expand Orange into the Lake Simcoe Regional Airport, and thank you for recognizing that airport and the beacon that it's going to be. And again, you've just added a top-up fund to the Canadian Ontario Housing Benefit and the shelter expansion, and how can I not mention Honda as well with the partnership there. It shows what you can really accomplish when all three levels of government work together and, move roadblocks out of the way and better the community for our citizens. You did mention briefly, yes, we have committed at Simcoe County $10 million to this project because we understand the importance of it, especially for this area with the growth to come. So I want to congratulate Stevenson Memorial Hospital. I want to congratulate the people. I want to congratulate Richard Norcross and Deputy Mayor McKellen and all of council. And once again, thank you, MPP Brian Saunderson, for keeping us in mind and taking care of us.
Thank you, sir. And now I'd like to call Mr. Frank Saraceno, the CEO of the Stevenson Memorial Hospital Foundation, to the podium. Sir.
So thank you for being here today, and thank you for inviting me to speak on this exciting day, Brian. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to you, Brian, and the Ministry of Health in the province of Ontario, as well all the dignitaries and the municipalities that have helped support to make this day a reality. You've all played big or small part in it. You own this one today, so thank you for all the support that you've done. I want to thank the Stevenson Memorial Hospital Foundation board and the staff, our campaign cabinet, and the incredible staff who tirelessly work here at the hospital. I want to thank you for your dedication to our community. I also want to note that as part of the early works, the Hospital Foundation is contributing roughly $1.7 million, and that's done through the generosity of the volunteers. So a big hand to the donors and volunteers who've made that possible. So today marks another milestone in the movement forward with the construction plans for Stevenson's new build. This transformative project will not only improve the way we deliver care, but also enhance our ability to recruit additional talented physicians and healthcare professionals to add to our wonderful roster of staff and physicians here at our beloved Stevenson. With the town, the 7th largest growing town in Canada, 6,400 new homes, our future population growth absolutely underscores the critical importance of this project. To achieve this vision, we need an all-hands-on-deck approach, but this can only happen with your support. I encourage everyone in our communities to get involved. Through the efforts of the Because of You We Can campaign, led by our chair, Sylvia, we strongly believe the remaining funds will be raised. Those dollars will be raised through the generosity of our current donors, our future donors, and our volunteers. In the coming months, we will make key announcements about our campaign. Those announcements will hopefully give you the sense the community is behind our hospital and that you should join the momentum to support the campaign. As we look ahead, and I see a journey filled with an outpouring of support for the hospital. I see a community ready to make this build a reality. I see many acts of philanthropic leadership by individuals and companies who understand the importance of having care this close to home. As you heard from Brian, he spoke of the many services that will expand here at Stevenson. So we should consider ourselves very fortunate to have one of the 299 hospitals in Ontario right here in our backyard. With that, I'll end by expressing my gratitude once again to the provincial government, to all of you here today, to those of you who will help build the new Stevenson. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Together we'll win this campaign and bring the facilities and equipment to our community that we deserve. So thank you very much.
And that concludes today's program. Thank you very much for attending. If there's questions from the media, we'll do so off to the side, away from the podium. Have a good day. Thank you.